This is an upper body strength workout that targets the arms and the shoulders in the follicular phase. This is that point in the cycle anytime after your flow days when you start to feel your energy levels returning, but hormone levels are still relatively low. So we have lots of things working for us to help us prime the body and build new muscle tissue. The training mode that is most suited to this phase in the cycle is hypertrophy, which just means the building of new muscle tissue. So that's the name of the game in today's practice. We're providing the stimulus to signal the body to build more muscle. In this practice, you will need a set of medium dumbbells, something that's going to challenge your upper body, and then a lighter set for some of the isolation work so that you can maintain form while still getting that good work in the upper body. This one does have a prescribed rep scheme, meaning we are working to a specific number of reps in each exercise. That can be a little bit tricky in the guided format because you might be moving much quicker than I am. You might be moving a little bit slower depending on your weight and fitness level. So I encourage you to use the pause button when you need it and ditch the idea that we have to be going rep for rep right along together. We'll have lots of space in between for kind of breaks and to readjust. So just take this at your own pace, the pace that feels right for you, even if that means hitting the pause button or watching the tutorial ahead of time and then just moving in your own way without the guided video. So a little bit about the rep scheme there, and now we are ready to jump into our warm-up first. This is a very quick warm-up to prepare the upper body for strength training. So we'll be moving through the major joints in the upper body and working on improving circulation so that you're ready to move a heavy load when the time comes. We have 5 minutes. I'll get our clock started here. So find a comfortable space to move around. In about 10 seconds, we're simply starting with neck circles. So take your elbows in opposite hands at your lower back. Find that clasp and then simply circle the neck from side to side. So breathing here, space into the neck and shoulders. Start to create that deep diaphragmatic breath in and out through the nose where you're recruiting the diaphragm, finding more space in the lungs in preparation for what is coming, lifting heavier loads. We'll be here about 5 more seconds. And then we'll just move to some shoulder circles. Here we go. Circle the shoulders up and back. And maybe take the arms a bit wider and then reverse the direction. So really find the full range of motion in your shoulder here, looking for any points that feel a bit sticky. Maybe breathing through or staying in that particular area for a little bit longer. And just working to smooth out those shoulder circles in this warm-up here. Next, we're moving into a alternate arm sweep. So we'll take the arms out to T and then very quickly sweep the arm back into position. So here we're starting to find that resistance. So find that boundary when the arm is horizontal. Don't let it dip below. You'll start to feel your biceps engage, your chest start to work. So we're here for about 10 more seconds, sweeping quickly, finding that power and that speed. 3, 2, and 1, coming into a standing twist. So once again, pressing a wall on either side, twist to one side. Keep your hips square to the front, really press your palms away. So you'll feel your obliques start to engage. We're activating the core to support this practice. Switch to the other side, press the hands away. Really reach through the heels of the hands here. Breathing deeply into that twist and come back through center. Shake it out. Coming into a side bend next. So one hand to the opposite hip and reach the arm overhead. Same side hip. We're pressing that hip in the opposite direction. Really reaching through fingertips here. Root down evenly through both feet. See if you can spin that top shoulder a little bit more open. We're awakening the side channels of the spine here. Other side, reach the fingertips up and over, across, spin that top shoulder open, root down through both feet. Big breath in and a slow breath out. Now we're just crossing the arms in front and then taking them behind. So warming the chest and the back, just getting some dynamic Stretching here, so you're wanting to find that little bit of tension across the front of the back, the front of the chest, and the back of the heart. So crossing in front, switching top and bottom arms with each rep, finding again a little bit of that speed, like you're moving through resistance here. And now take the arms overhead, circle the arms in the shape of a Y. So make tiny fists, tiny circles here overhead. So again, just working to awaken the muscles in the arms, chest, shoulders, and back here. Breathing. You might start to feel your arms talking to you as you hold them overhead with these tiny circles. I'll be here about 10 more seconds. Breathing in and breathing out. Next one here, we're going to take the arms out in front, press the palms towards the earth, and then just take a shoulder wide and out, back and forward. Out, squeeze, and forward. Then together, squeeze behind you, and then we go side to side. So one arm, and then the other, and then we take them together. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. So imagine pressing the shoulder blades onto the back rather than trying to squeeze them and force them together. And then here we keep the arms in that position, palms pressing down. Take the arms overhead without flaring the ribs. Bring them back to center, turn the palms in, and a chest fly. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Press them onto the back. Reach overhead, back, and out. So as you take the arms overhead, lift the hip points and the low ribs toward each other, and then we take it wide. We're here for just about 5 more seconds. And then we have our final warming exercise. We'll take the hands behind the head, press the head into the hands, standing cat and cow. So as you inhale, lift up through the heart. Try not to flare the ribs. Draw the sacrum toward the inner heels, and then slowly round in. Curl chin to chest, round into the upper back. Inhale, open, stretch the spine. And then as you exhale, round. So upper back curls in, chin to chest. Feel that flexion in the spine. Last one here, big open, huge breath, and slowly curl in. As you're ready, release the arms, shake it out. Let's take one big breath together. Inhale. And exhale, sigh it out. You are ready to move. Now that your upper body is warmed up, we are ready to start this workout. Grab one of your medium dumbbells for the front press and rotation. So we'll start in that strong standing position with the hip points lifting toward the low ribs, the heart stretching up towards the sky, a nice neutral curvature in the low back. Draw the tailbone gently in toward the inner heels, hug the elbows into the midline. We have 8 reps of each exercise. We're completing each superset in 4 rounds. Let's begin now. Take it out, rotate, and rotate. Come back in, brace the belly. That's 1. Out, rotate, and rotate. Bring it back. That's 2. Squeeze the ends of the dumbbell. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. That's 3. This is our prime point. So that starting point in reps where we just have the 8 rep range. That was 4. Here's 5. So in the 8 rep range, you should have a pretty significantly challenging weight. That's 6. Last 2. Press it out. You should be feeling fatigue and like you can only get maybe 2 or 3 more quality reps if you really pushed till the end. Let's take it out. Rotate and rotate, come back in. That's our first round of the front press. Now we're coming into overhead tricep extensions. As you take the weight overhead, keep those hip points lifting up to the low ribs so we're not flaring the low ribs. Take the weight overhead, hug the elbows into the midline, and we simply bend and extend. That's 1. So in this rep range, you get to the end with just a little bit left in the tank. 3, you're not maxing out, but you are hitting that point where it's hard to get out those last few reps. That's our hypertrophy zone where we're laying down new muscle tissue. Here's 5. Breathe in, exhale on the way up. That's 6. You got this. Here's 7. Only in the arms here. And 8. You can set that weight down for a moment. Just give it a shake if you need a grip break. We'll have pretty short rest periods in between each exercise, and then a little bit of a longer rest period between supersets. So coming back into the front press with that rotation, find your strong stance, hug the elbows in, soften the shoulders. Let's begin. Press it out, brace the belly, rotate, and in. So you really have to engage the belly to keep your body stable as you take that heavy load out away from the center line of the body. So we're loading at a distance. That's 3. That makes the stabilization effort come online. That's 4. 4 more. Out, rotate, and rotate. Come back in. So we're targeting smaller muscle groups. If you feel there's 6 that you're having trouble keeping form, you can always drop down in weight and just make a note of it so that as you come to this workout, maybe a few cycles from now, you know where your progress is. That was 8. Now we're coming into the overhead tricep extension. We'll take those weights overhead and we simply bend and extend. So notice my tendency is to flare the low ribs, which is why I'm always talking about that, because this takes the integration out. So instead, hug the hip points toward the low ribs, draw the tailbone towards the inner heels, and lift up through the chest. Let's begin. Take it down. That's 1. Take it down and up. There's 2. Down and up. 3. You got this. Squeeze the elbows in. 4. And breathe. Inhale down. Exhale up. That's 6. Last 2. Stay with me. And 1. You got it. Shake out the arms, setting the weights down mindfully, carefully. That was our second round. We've got 2 more just like that. These will move pretty quickly because of the lower rep range, but I encourage you to slow it down if you need to. We are in the follicular phase where we have shorter recovery times, but you still want to make sure that each time you enter a new set that you're coming back fresh, that you're not overloading or taxing the muscles excessively. We do want to be in that higher effort, that higher intensity and exertion. So somewhere between 70 and 85% of your max. Let's start with round 3, front press and rotation. Here we go. Press it out to the side and rotate. Come back in. Press it out. Brace the belly from your center. That's 2. So really tap into your innermost strength, that source of your power, right in the center, to facilitate all the movement patterns that your beautiful body is capable of. That's 5. Out, rotate, and rotate. That's 6. So I'm hitting that point. That's a good sign that this is about the right weight range for me in this exercise. That's 7. And back in. Here's 8. And rotate, come back in. Nice work. So I encourage you not to be afraid of that feeling like this is a little bit tough. I might not be able to do too many more of these. That is your potential for growth. That is your pushing beyond your comfort zone. Not overextending your limits, but knowing when to push. So the follicular phase, this is a great time for that. Let's come into the overhead tricep extension, get into position, and begin. Take it down and up. That's 1. Part of cyclical fitness, one of the biggest points of balance, the deepest indicators of body literacy is knowing when to push and knowing when to dial back. So I encourage you, if you're someone who loves to push, do it in the follicular phase. Now is the time for the challenging workouts that really help you make progress toward your fitness goals. Last 2, take it down and squeeze up. Excellent job. You start to feel some of that heat accumulating in the arms and shoulders. Shake out your grip. We've got 1 more solid set in the works before we switch to our second superset. So when you're ready, grabbing that weight, bringing it to chest height. This one should feel hard. It should feel challenging. So be ready for that. Get your nice deep breath and exhale. Let's begin. Take that weight out. Rotate and rotate. Bring it back. That's 1. Out. Notice your form. Focus on one quality rep after another. Here's 3. And back in. Brace the low back, brace the low belly. That's 4. Take it in and out. Here's 5. Back in. And 6. Keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears so they're not shrugging. You got it. Last 2. These are when the challenge hits. Try not to dip those arms down. Last 1. And rotate. Excellent job. So this might not be your sweatiest or a breathless workout, but you are hitting that high intensity in the targeted muscle groups. So you can start to hear it in your breathing pattern. You can feel it in the muscles. Coming into the overhead tricep extension, press the shoulder blades onto the back. Hip bones lift towards the low ribs. Take that weight overhead. Let's get overhead tricep extensions. Hug the elbows in. Take it down and up. That's 1. Down and up. Here's 2. This is our last round. Make it count. So really find the mind-muscle connection. We squeeze the backs of the arms as you come up. Keep the upper arm bones level with the ears or slightly behind. That's 5 if you can. There's 6. Down and up. There's 7. Last one here. Down and up. That's 8. Set the weights down. Take a big breath and use the next minute or so to shake out the shoulders. This is our recovery period. So we had those 4 supersets, kind of a high volume of work back to back, and now we're allowing the upper body to recover. You might stretch the triceps here a little bit, side to side. And then we're going to shift to our lighter set of weights for some more isolation work in the arms and shoulders. So you'll grab your weight and get ready for that static T. So we're starting in the static position. We simply open and close. 8 reps there, and then lateral raise to bicep curl. That one, each set of lateral raises and bicep curls, so both together count as 1. So you have 1 equals both movement patterns. You'll get a little tongue-tied there. So grab your lighter set of weights. We'll get ready for that static T, open and close. Give a nice shoulder shrug, lift up through the sides of the waist. Start to brace the belly by lifting hip points toward the low ribs. Bring your weights into position. We'll get 8 reps here. So puff the chest, stand nice and tall. Let's begin. Open it out and in. That's 1. Out and in. Here's 2. Try not to swing the weights. I can feel that happening in my body. There's 3. So we've got the static quality of that T hold. Here's 4. And then we're just opening and closing. Here's 5. Shoulders stay relaxed. Here's 6. Last 2, 7, breathe, and 8. So you should hit that challenge point by the last couple of reps. The 6th, 7th, 8th rep should feel pretty tough. We're in that hypertrophy training mode. We're coming into our lateral raise with the bicep curl. So weights come slightly in from horizontal, shoulders are relaxed. We bring the weights to shoulder height. Here we go. Take it out and then curl it up. Flip the grip, squeeze at the top. That's 1. Out, down, and up. That's 2. Again, here, be mindful of swinging the weights. That's 3. With some of the upper body work as we're combining supersets for efficiency so that we can get more work done without having to change out the weights every time. You might find that it's a little bit past your comfort zone in some movements and maybe a little bit less than what you might need in others. So like the bicep curl, that's 6. This might feel a little light, so you really have to slow it down and stay controlled. There's 7, rather than swinging the weights. And here's 8. You got it. Squeeze it up and back down. Take a quick grip break. Shake out your hands. That was round 1. We have 3 more just like that coming up. Again, remember, with that open and close, you can always alternate sides if you need to. I have a feeling that I'm going to hit that point based on the first set. So grab your weights, come into position. Nice soft shoulders, lift up through the heart, and let's begin. Take it out, straight to T, and back in. That's 1. Keep the arms elevated as you come out. That's 2. Wrists are nice and neutral, so try not to bend the wrists as you come in. I can feel that a little bit in the wrist where I'm recovering from injury. So if you have that sensation, you can always drop the weight or alternate sides. You might go 1 at a time, but still count each one as a single rep. That's 6. Here we go. 7. Breathe. Exhale on the exertion. There's 8. Nice job coming in. So with the wrists, as we take them out, you want them to stay neutral, not bending or twisting to get the weights into position. We'll come into our lateral raise with bicep curl next. Soft shoulders. Let's begin. Take it out and curl it up. Nice and smooth with control. Take it out. That's 2. So here, watch 4. Swinging the upper body back behind you. That's 3. Squeeze. You got this. You are so strong. There's nothing like a good upper body day. That's 4. To really empower you and give you a sense of how strong you can be. That's 5. Take it out. And 6. Feel that point of challenge. So that last little bit of the range of motion that might feel tough to lift those weights. 7. Here we go. Last one. Lift it out. Stay with me. I'm here with you, alongside you the whole time. And rest for a moment. Set those weights down. Shake it out. Coming into round 3 of this superset. We're halfway through this one, and we just have one more to go. Today's workout has a fun bodyweight finisher. If you are interested at the end, we are working with smaller muscle groups, so you might not feel all that taxed by the end of this workout. You have maybe some fatigue in the upper body, but you might have a little bit left in the tank to work through the finisher. So that option is there for you at the end. Let's come into that static T, open and close. Neutral wrists, elbows are shoulder height. Let's begin. Take it out. Come in. That's 1. Out. Squeeze the biceps. That's 2. Try not to swing the body. That's 3. You got this. Take it out for 4. Count them back. 3. We're here. 4, 2. And last one. It should feel tough. 1. Bring it back in. Right into our lateral raise with the bicep curl. Come into position. Roll the shoulders back and down. Give it a little shake. Let's get 8 reps. Here we go. Take it out and curl. Squeeze the biceps at the top. Take it out and curl. So dropping into something of a moving meditation here as you have the movements now in your body. Just focus on counting 1 quality rep at a time and connecting to your breath. So mapping the movement, the rhythm of the movement onto the rhythm of your breath. Here's 5. Feeling that accumulation of work in the shoulders. Here's 6. Squeeze it up. Here's 7. Squeeze. Last one. Definitely starting to feel it even with the lighter weight range here. And 8. Set your weights down. Give a shake. We just have one more round through that pair of exercises. So take a big breath, maybe give a huge shoulder circle so that you can come back in strong for a solid finish. Coming into position, lift those weights to the chest. Let's take it out and in. Here we go. Out to T and squeeze it back in. So triceps and then biceps. That's 2. Out, backs of the arms, front of the arms. 3. Out and in. That's 4. I'm going to switch to single arm. There's 5. Definitely feeling this in the shoulders and the biceps. That's 6. 2 more. Take it out. So preserving form here over anything else. And rest. Keeping quality reps the whole time. So there's no shame in switching or dropping down, dialing back, adapting to your body and your needs moment by moment. That's The part of the body literacy practice, part of the embodiment practice is knowing when to push and when to dial back. Let's come into our lateral raise with the bicep curl. Just 8 reps. Here we go. Take it out and back. Squeeze it up and down. Out and back. Up and down. So we're here for 3. Counting up and down. That's 4. Again, try not to swing the weights. A lot of my cues come from the little bits of alignment that I feel in my own body. So I know you're there with me too. 5, especially at the end, these weights start to get heavy. 6, it's like they get heavier with each set. Here we go. Last 2, make them count. 7, nice and strong, slow and steady. Last one, here's 8. Down and squeeze. Excellent, excellent work. Set those weights down. We're getting ready now for the rear delt fly and our bent elbow shoulder raise. I'm going to start with the medium set of weights, so the heavier of the two, but always reserving the right to drop down if that's called for throughout this next superset. So take a little bit of recovery time here, maybe circling. You might get a little bit of rotation in the spine, maybe stretching with a wall if you have it, or a chair. Just anything that feels sort of soothing for the upper body. Your body can sort of tell you where it needs to go. So coming into our third and final superset now, grabbing your heavier weights. And this one, actually, I'm going to go right to the lighter set because I can feel in my body as I lift them that the rear delt fly would suffer in form at that heavier weight range. So pick your weights accordingly and we will begin. We're coming into the bent position. Those weights are out in front, palms are facing each other. We're going to take the elbows out wide, press the shoulder blades onto the back. Curl your tail slightly, lift your hip points toward your low ribs. We've got 8 reps. Let's get it. Take it out and back. Control the weight. Out and back. That's 2. So it's not swinging, but you're using that activation of the delts to lift the weight. There's 4 and back. So in this lighter weight range, I'm probably somewhere between my 2 weights here for this exercise, but it's allowing me to focus on form and really knock out quality reps where I'm feeling the muscle activation each time. And 8. Coming into our bent elbow shoulder raise. Bring your elbows to 90. You've got that preacher hold or the hammer curl hold here. And we simply rotate the arms out and back. Let's take it out and in. That's 1. Out and in. Preserve that 90-degree angle in the arms. That's 3. Out and in. That's 4. So you take the elbows out and then squeeze them as hard as you can. That's 5. Squeeze. Here's 6. Out and in. That's 7. Out and in. There's your 8 reps. Setting those weights down, just taking a quick grip break. That was round 1 of 4. We have 3 more to go. So we're coming into that rear delt fly next. Get your weights when you're ready. Come into your slight hinge of the hips, slight bent position, and we'll get ready for our rear delt raise. 8 reps. Let's get them now. Take it out. Squeeze the shoulders and back. Squeeze the back. 2. Here we go. 3. Keep the upper body steady and strong. 4. And you're bracing the low belly to take this out of the lower back. Here's 6. Squeeze it up. 7 and 8. Coming up now for the bent elbow shoulder raise. Again, you might be knocking these reps out much quicker or a little slower than I am, and that's okay. There's always an opportunity to catch up or slow it down. We're coming into that static 90-degree bend. 8 reps here. Take it out and squeeze the elbows. Out and in. That's 2. Out and in. Really squeeze the shoulders here. Here's 4. And breathe. That's 5. 6. 7. So on the exertion, that forceful exhale. 8. Set the weights down. Quick grip break. We have just 2 rounds of this superset left, and then our optional plank finisher. It's body weight only. It'll be quick and fun, but it is a high volume of work. So you can start kind of thinking about that, gauging how you feel, really tuning in so that you don't have to make the decision last minute, so that you really have that conscious choice as you come into that finisher, the option at the end. So round 3, rear delt fly, come into your bent position. Let's get 8 reps, take it out. That's 1, nice and slow, nice and steady, especially as you come down. Try not to let the weights drop. There's 4. Expert form from start to finish, that's 5. 6, last 2. And here's 1. So this weight getting a little bit harder now in round 3, where I'm getting to that point of struggle around the 6th or 7th rep. And that's where you want to be. Coming to the bent elbow shoulder raise, shoulders back and down, nice and relaxed through the neck. Let's take it out. 8 reps. There's 1. Squeeze the elbows in. Out and in. That's 2. Preserve that angle in the arms so they're stationary, just moving out and in. Here's 4 and 5. We got this. Last 3. Breathe. 2 and 1. Shake it out. You are almost there, almost to the end of this weighted portion of the workout. So really just kind of tapping in, tuning in, scanning how you feel so that you know you're hitting the right intensity, you're hitting the right effort for this phase. So you should feel the benefit of that quicker recovery. Maybe you're sweating more quickly. The body doesn't have to get quite as hot before it starts to cool down. So we're coming into a rear delt fly, last round. Let's make it our best one yet. Come into that bent position, and we have 8 reps. Here we go. Take it out and back in. That's 1 and 2. Perfect form. Pressing the shoulder blades onto the back. There's 4 and down. Here's 5. Micro bend in the elbows. There's 6 so that you can target the back. 7 and 8. So getting there with those reps. I definitely would have had to swap down earlier if I were at the heavier weight. So I feel really good about that choice to stay in the quality reps from start to finish. So we're coming into the 90-degree bend. Let's get our shoulder raises. 8 reps. Here we go. Take it out. Squeeze it in. That's 1. Out. Wrap the elbows in. 2. Out. And in. 3. Breathe. And 4. Take it out. And 5. Last 3 here. This is the home stretch. Last 2. In and 1. Excellent, excellent job. You can set your weights down. That was our 4th and final round of that superset. And now we are getting ready either to shift right to cooling mode. If you are kind of short on time and you need to go there now, you can always use the timestamps in the description of this video to skip right ahead. If you're staying with me for the finisher, we can head there now. Let's get right into our high volume body weight finisher. So this one will take the work that you have just completed in the arms and shoulders, and it will help push you into more of that burnout zone. So that place where you're really fatiguing the muscles and encouraging the adaptations that we're looking for. So that muscle building, that hypertrophy and growth of new muscle tissue in this phase. So just a quick rundown of what this looks like. We're doing pyramid reps. So we have 10 rounds. The first round starts with 10 reps. The last round has 1. So we go 10 reps, 9, 8, 7, and so forth. We're doing 3 exercises. So it is a high volume of work, but it can move pretty quickly. Our first movement is a tricep push-up with the knees down. In that tricep push-up, you're hugging the arms into your sides and simply bending the elbows straight back and straight up. So we're not winging them out to the sides. It's not a chest focused push-up, but it's tight and it's focused on the triceps. It's kind of like a tricep dip, but in the push-up position. Then we're coming into bear plank taps. So you'll be in your bear plank tapping opposite shoulders. Looks like this. And then we'll finish with pike push-ups. So this maybe is the more complex or challenging movement pattern. So you'll come into kind of a shortened downward dog stance with the knees bent and the heels lifted. And you're going to bend the elbows out to the sides, take your forehead towards the midpoint between your thumbs. So you can bring your forehead all the way to the ground, or it can just be a tiny bend. Depending on where you are in your push-up practice, you might just have these tiny bends. Same with the tricep push-up, might be just a little pulse, and that's fine. You're still going to target the muscles, and the movement will meet you exactly where you are. So without further ado, let's get into this finisher. Our first round is 10 reps. We're starting with the tricep push-up. So rather than being in tabletop with the hips over the knees, drop your hips slightly forward so you're in half plank position. Hands are shoulder width apart. We're hugging into the sides. Let's get 10 reps. Brace the belly, hip bones and low ribs together. Here we go. Take it down. That's 1. Inhale down. Exhale up. That's 2. These can be quick. That's 3 and 4 and 5. There's 6. So the first round is the longest. 8 down and up. That's 9. These can be, again, tiny bend and extend. And 10, come into bear plank. So hover the knees directly under the hips, tap the shoulders. That's 1. That's 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got this. 8, 9, and 10. Set the knees down. You can take your hands a little bit wider, so maybe mats width apart or just slightly wider than the shoulders. You're going to lift the hips so that you have that downward dog position in the spine. It's a pike push-up, so we take it down and up. The crown of the head moves directly down towards the thumbs in a straight line. That's 3. Here's 4. Take it down and up. That's 5. Feel the upper back working. 6. Down and up. That's 7. Down and up. 8. Again, these can be small movements or you can go the full range. 9 and 10. Knees come down. Shake it out for a moment. We're coming into our 9 rep round. So tricep push-ups, hug the arms in close. You can always bring the feet up if that feels better so that you're on the tops of the thighs. Let's get 9 reps. Here we go. Take it down. That's 1 and 2. Squeeze the elbows in. Here's 3. Again, this can be tiny or you can be full range. 5. You'll feel it in the triceps either way. 6. Here we go. 7. 8. And 9. Come into bear plank, shoulder taps. So shoulders under the wrists, knees under the hips. Hover the knees up. Let's go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both sides is 1. 6, 7. Brace the belly. 9 and rest. Come into your pike push-up position, so a little bit wider with the hands, and lift the hips. Let's take it down and up. That's 1 and 2. Again, this can be a tiny bend, tiny range of motion, or a little bit deeper. That's 4, 5. Keep the spine straight and strong. 6. That's 7. That's 8. And 9. So the key to this finisher is to dig deep and find that overload. So we want to get into the fatigue zone where you feel like you might not be able to get out any more quality reps. Coming into tricep push-ups, 8 rep round. Here we go. Take it down and up. If you're wiggling in and out of this position, there's 3. And then shorten the range of motion. There's 4. So if you find that you're having to squirm to get up, then you can shorten the range of motion. Here's 6. Down and up. That's 7. Down and up. That's 8. Bear plank, shoulder taps. 8 reps. Here we go. Tap, tap. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Pike push-ups are next. Take your hands out wide, lift your hips. So feel that hinge in the hips so that you can bring the spine into that straight position. Let's go. Take it down and up. That's 1 and 2. Here's 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Take it down. So I know that this feels like a lot, but our reps and rounds are going to get quicker and quicker with each decrease, each step down the pyramid. So coming into tricep push-ups, 7 rep round. Here we go. Down and up, down and up. Shoulders stay relaxed away from the ears. That's 3. Here's 4. 5, last 2. Take it down and up. I know you're tired. Down and up. That was it. 7 reps. Coming into bear plank taps. Here we go. So both sides together is 1 rep. There's 1, 2, make it quick. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Take it down. Get ready for your pike push-ups. You can shake out the wrists if they're starting to get a little bit fatigued. You can always take the pike push-ups down on the knees as well, just creating that bend and extend from the knees down position. We've got 7 reps. Here we go. 1, count them with me. 2, breathe with each one. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Coming back to tricep push-ups for 6 reps. Come right into position. Make this continuous effort. Here we go. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3. Definitely feeling the triceps here. 2, and 1. Bear plank taps. Come into your hover. 6 reps. Here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pike push-ups. Take it up, and we go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. So even though we're at 5 reps, we're more than halfway there. So know that these last few rounds are going to move much more quickly. Tricep push-ups. Come into position. We just have 5 reps. Take it down. 5, 4. You can always change the range of motion if you need to. 2, and 1. Bear plank taps. Come into that hover. Let's get 5 reps. There's 1, 2. Shoulders stay square. 3. Hips don't move. 4, and 5. Pike push-ups. These are quick. We're going to roll down the other side of the pyramid. Come into pike position, and let's get 5 reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, you can have the knees down. You can be moving to even just the tiniest movement, so the tiniest little pulse with these push-ups. 4 rep round. Here we go. These are moving quick. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's almost like you start the round at the end, which feels pretty good at this stage in the game. Bear plank hovers, shoulder taps. Keep your shoulders and hips steady. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, your shoulders stay square. They're not twisting with you as you go. Pike push-ups, 4 reps. Here we go. Take it down. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. You are so strong. Hang with me till the end. We're getting into our 3 reps now. There's the home stretch left. Let's get 3 reps. Keep the hips nice and low in alignment with the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Take it up. Bear plank shoulder taps. Lift the knees. Let's go. Get it. 1, 2, and 3. Right into your pike push-ups. Here we go. Take it. 3, 2, and 1. We are so close. Tricep push-ups next. Just 2 reps. Take it down and up. Last one. Down and up. Bear plank. Come into position. Tap the shoulders. Here we go. It's 1 and 2. Come into pike position. 2 push-ups here. 1 and 2. Come down. Tricep push-up. Final round. Make it quality. Your best rep yet. Here we go. Down and up. Bear plank shoulder tap. Just 1 rep. And to your pike push-up. Lift the hips, take it down and up. From this position, come back to hands and knees, shake out your hips. You might turn the hands to face your knees and just stretch the inner arms a little bit. Release any tension in the wrists, and then slowly start to come up to standing, maybe circling the wrists for a moment. I know that was a lot of weight bearing on the hands, but it definitely targets the muscles that we were working in our strength practice so that you get the most of this priming follicular phase. So now that you have completed your upper body finisher, let's shift into cool down mode. You just crushed your upper body workout, and now we're ready to cool it down. So we're going to come into a kneeling position for kneeling cat and cow. Take your hands behind your head, stretch up through the spine, press your head into your hands, and then as you exhale, round in. So bring the elbows close, chin to chest. You can lower the hips to the heels if that feels good. Inhale, open it up, stretch the spine, lift, and exhale, round in. So just slowly bringing the heart rate down and breathing space into the upper body, back, chest, shoulders, and arms. We're here, last one, open it up, and we're coming into cow-faced arms next. So both arms overhead, one arm comes out and wraps around. We try to join the fingertips behind you. Don't sweat it if you can't connect the hands today, just moving in that direction and switch sides. So we wrap the opposite arm on top, crawl the fingertips up, hug the elbows into the midline. We're here just a few more seconds, stretching the backs of the shoulders. And then we'll come into puppy pose. So we'll release the hands, walk the hands out. You'll find puppy pose in just about every Lune cool down. Such a soothing movement, a soothing position for the upper body and chest. So really melt the heart and the belly towards the floor here. Breathing in and slowing the exhale out. So lengthening that exhale where you can. Slowly start to slide the hands in. We'll take the hands to the sacrum now for supported camel. So hug the elbows into your sides. You can have the fingers up or down. Aim the thighs forward as you lift the heart up and back. So not your fullest back bend here, just looking to create some length across the front line of the body. Breathing in, lifting up through the chest and heart, filling the glutes into the hands, pressing the thighs forward, anchoring through the shins, and slowly start to come up. We'll transition to a seat now. Cross the ankles, roll over the ankles. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips facing out. We're coming into upward table now. So we press the hips skyward. Here we're aiming to stretch across the chest. So really press through the heels of the hands. We're not arching in the lower back. We've got that stable pelvis here, just really focusing on stretching the chest. Even the inner biceps, you might feel that length here. And then we'll slowly touch the hips down. This time turn the hands to face behind you. Lengthen the feet away. You might point the toes, create that long lower body, and then start to crawl the fingertips back. This is the shoulder rack position. As you take your hands kind of to your edge, start to lean the shoulders away. So you can take the chin to the chest and really press into the hands to create that space in the shoulders. Last big breath here. And slowly walk it up. Keep a generous bend in the knees. Take your hands to the ball mounts of your feet. Press the toes toward the shins. And then here we're going to stretch the upper back. So press your feet into your hands into your feet, and allow the spine to flex. So allow that rounding of the spine with length. So we're trying to move into flexion, but with space between the bones of the spine. You might even sway the hips side to side here. Breathing into the back of the heart and slowly come up. Extend the legs long. If this is too much or you can't really straighten the spine, you can always come into a cross-legged position. Interlace the fingers behind you. Stretch the knuckles towards the earth. Lengthen up through the heart. You might move one ear to the shoulder and then come to the other side. Breathing here. Nice and slow, really working to balance the exertion from our workout. Bring your arms out in front of you. Start to open the right arm to the right. Keep your hips nice and square. So this upper body twist, we're aiming to free the upper back. So kind of giving any residual tension a place to go. Switch sides. Twist to the other side. We'll be here just a few more breaths. And slowly come back through center. Our last movement pattern, just a simple side bend. So take one palm down to the side, reach the opposite arm up and over. You might even bend that opposite elbow a bit more to give you more space. Keep the hips nice and even and come out to the other side. You might even press your head into your top hand, really open that top arm. And slowly start to release. Begin to transition in your own way back to standing, transferring weight from your hands to your feet, and then rolling up bone by bone. Nice and easy, nice and smooth, all the way to standing. Let's take a big breath in together. Reach the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. I hope that you are feeling so good after that workout. I love back and chest work for the way it helps us hold our bodies in space. So you might feel like you grew a few inches. Maybe you can hold your spine with greater strength, with greater ease, so that you can carry yourself in the world in a different way, in a more powerful way. So thank you for being here for this workout, for joining me today, and for letting your body be moved.